I dare you to admit that maybe, just maybe, you're not okay and that everything is not just fine. And I also dare you to be okay with not being okay all the time. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Maria Ray, aka the Femme Coach, Master Energy Healer and Intuitive Coach who's 100% committed to helping you create your life on your terms. And I connect with literally hundreds of women day in and day out, all of whom are struggling with some sort of a pain, wound, or trauma that is lurking beneath the surface that they are not able to address or deal with or admit is even there. And that is often the one thing that is standing between them and everything that they've ever wanted, literally. And usually it's because of either we're afraid to admit that something is wrong because we have this need to want to put this persona forward that we can handle anything and that nothing can faze us and that nothing can be thrown at us that is going to make us bat a lash ever. Or we're so used to being the nurturer, the supporter, and the caregiver that it is really difficult to now be in a position where we might want to receive some of that nurturing and support in return. Or for many of us, it is just so uncomfortable to acknowledge that pain, because when we acknowledge it, then we have to actually feel it. And it hurts and it doesn't feel good and we want to avoid it at all costs. So it's so much easier for us to sweep it under the rug and pretend like it's not there and that it's not happening and go about pretending to be just fine and just okay all the time. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't work. Trust me, I know I did it for years. For years, I put on this persona that everything was fine, that I was handling everything, that I didn't need any support. I've got this, you guys, everything is good. And anytime somebody would ask me how I was doing, I would simply auto-respond, I'm fine, thanks. Whether my 15-year relationship was falling apart after years of being lied to, cheated on, and gaslighted and being made to feel like it was all my fault, I'm fine, thanks. Whether it was me working for the worst boss I'd ever worked for, who was constantly looking for some other reason to throw me under the bus, where I would have to escape from my cubicle every single day just so I can go to the bathroom and cry for 5 minutes and let all that anxiety out, I would still say, I'm fine, thanks. Or whether it was that moment when I had to leave my place and I was on the floor of my empty apartment in my empty bathroom, crying because I didn't want to leave, but I had no other choice but to vacate this place because I could not afford to keep it anymore. And all I could say was, I'm fine, thanks. But it was in that moment that I realized I am not fine. I am not okay. None of this is okay. And I needed to just own that and accept that and be okay with that and make that mean nothing about me, my worth, and who I was. And that's a big and massive step to do that. Because oftentimes the reason why we don't want to admit that we're not okay is because in some way, shape, or form, not being okay means something about who we are. But in that moment, regardless of what I thought it would mean, regardless of any consequence, regardless of whether or not I was going to have to seek support or what anyone else would think of me, I just allowed it to be not okay. And that was the first step to a massive transformation for me. And since then, I have helped so many of my clients do the exact same thing in their own lives. But it all starts with that one crucial step, and that is to look at your pain, to look at your feelings, the uncomfortable feelings, the feelings of hurt, of shame, of guilt, of anger, of rage, whatever it is, whatever that emotion is that you're holding on to, that you're not acknowledging, it's there and it will continue to create signs for you to look at it. And the more you don't look at it, the bolder and the louder and the harder to ignore these signs are going to get for you, such as was mine when I was crying on that bathroom floor in my empty apartment. Don't let it get there. Acknowledge your feelings. Go within. See what it is you're really feeling and make it a daily practice. my takeaway for you is to sit down every day for a few minutes and just journal on this one question. What is it that I'm really feeling today? And then I want you to answer it honestly and openly, not caring what anyone would think if they ever read this, because they're never going to. This is only for you. Not thinking about how it sounds. I don't want you to pay attention to grammar. I don't want you to pay attention to how neat you're writing it. I want you to pay attention to none of that. I just want you to pour out whatever you're feeling inside you onto this page, or 2 or 3. Just do it for a couple of minutes and see how far you get. And do this every single day. And just give yourself permission to be really honest, vulnerable, and open about what it is you're feeling. You don't need to take any further action on it than that. Just express it. Get it out of you. And then if you need to, you can destroy the page so that nobody were to ever find it. I like to keep them and keep a log of them and refer back to them. But that is up to you. And I would seriously make this a daily practice, especially for the next 30 days. Journal on that one question and make it part of a powerful daily practice. I have one that I've been doing for the last 10 years, and I would love to be able to share that with you. If you go to my website at www.thefemcoach.com and go to the homepage and scroll down, you'll find a link to my Radical Shift daily practice. It is literally the 5-minute daily practice that will change your life. And I would love for you to get access to this. It's totally free. It's 5 steps, 5 minutes. And it is literally all you need to start to make a massive shift in the direction of your life today. So do this and add that question to that practice. How is it that I'm really feeling today? And watch as your world transforms around you. That's all for now, you guys. Until next time, massive love.